Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today, after having so many people asking me, which skate should I get, the Fifth Element or the M12? So today we are going to make the comparison between the Roces M12 Majestic 12 against the 2019, this is actually a 2020 edition because it's the Niels Jansson's Fifth Element.
It has the power.
So let's talk about both skates. Let's start by just saying that size-wise, I'm using a size 43 of the Roces M12 and a size 42 of the Roces Fifth Element. Something very important for you guys to also know is the shell boot, this outside plastic piece, which is on this one white and on this one brownish, beige, mustard. I don't really know what color this is. Sesame, that's the color that they call to this. Anyway, the white part that you see here, it's the exact same in 41 and 42. So the only thing that changes is the liner. Now on this one, a 43, it's the exact same as a 44. Meaning that on a Fifth Element, for me to use a size 44 would fit the same, or it would feel the same as a 43, obviously depending on the liner. On a Fifth Element, that would be the exact same as a 41. 41, 42 would feel the same. I'm not actually using the liner that comes on the M12s here. This is the original liner of the first Fifth Elements, and this is the liner that comes on the Niels Jansson skate, which is this exact model that we have here. This is a team edition, but it's the exact same as the pro models of the Roces M12, meaning that it's the one with a V-cut cuff. And by the way, if you were questioning yourself how this skate was holding, well, little tip for your Instagram photos. Now you know. Anyway, this cuff is the low cuff, which is the exact same cuff that also comes on the Fifth Element. So same cuff, same liner, same frames, same wheels, at least on this skate. And the original version, when you buy them, they come with a different liner. That is basically it. Now, we spoke about the same things. Now let's talk about what's different. And even before what's different, why did Roces had to make or bring back this skate? So the Fifth Element is a skate that fits regular to narrower feet. So if you have a very wide foot, or if you have like a wider foot than normal, this wouldn't be the skate for you. And after having so many people saying, I would love to fit on the M12s, but I can't fit on that, Roces came out with the Fifth Element. And the Fifth Element, that's exactly what it is. It's just a wider fit. It feels wider, but it's also softer. And the reason for this skate to feel softer is when you look at this one, it's a one piece, you know, it's just like this plastic, the mold used to make this shell, it's the exact same. I don't want to say anything wrong, I don't want to say from the 70s, but I know it's for sure from the late 80s, or at least from the 80s, that they've been using this mold. And a lot of people complain about it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like in Portugal, we say it a lot. If the team is winning, don't change it. So it's basically what's happening. This team has been winning. It's been winning under Roces, has been winning under Valo, and now has been winning again under Roces. Now this one, the Fifth Element, it's a different technique, or it's a different type of shell. Because the white piece, it's a harder piece of plastic. It's basically as hard as the M12s, but then this darker part, they say it's blue. To me, it still looks like a little bit of a half black, but it doesn't look like blue. But anyway, they say it's blue, so we're gonna say that it's blue. So this blue part here is softer. So this is a dual density shell. Basically, let me just take the liner here. When I squish here, this black part is softer than, let me just put this right, softer than this part. And that is basically it. So they look completely different, they feel completely different, but that's not the only thing. When you want to grind, we already know that they're wider. So when you want to grind, they also grind completely different. Not because one is faster than the other, but look at these sole plates. You can see clearly that the fifth element, even being a smaller size, because this is a size 42, it has wider sole plates than a size 43 M12. And that, together with having a softer feel boot, will make some stuff a lot easier. Example, this would be a SAS slide on a fifth element. You see, the boot is touching right here. For the boot to touch here, this is the angle that I need to be. Check the angle for the boot to touch. Now, on the M12, check how much I need to lean. So you will see that on the M12s, I need to lean more in order to do SAS slides. There's advantages and disadvantages, because if I do want to do a SAS slide on purpose, that's awesome, right? It's very easy to do it with the fifth elements. But if I want to ride a bull, I want to avoid, or any type of transition, I want to avoid my boot touching, and then I would be clearly in advantage with the M12s, because it's harder for that to happen, meaning that I will feel safer. At the same time, not just for SAS slides, but also for royales. This is like a frontside royale. If I'm doing a frontside royale with the M12s or with the fifth elements, you will see that with the fifth elements, I don't need to lean that much, making it a lot easier, but probably not as stylish as if you do a royale with the M12s. Because on these ones, you need to lean more. The trick will look more pronounced, usually makes it look better. But it is what it is. Some people want the tricks to feel easier, to look, not to look easier, but to feel easier at least. So these ones, on some tricks, will make it a bit harder. Even, check this out. This is my rail for today. Even if I want to do it on a rail, this is a royale on a rail or a torque or whatever. If I want to slide like this way is a royale, this way is a torque. This is how much I need to lean. Let me do it like this so you can see it easier. And this is with the fifth element. You see that I need to lean more with that. And that, let me take the rail out of here. Let me clean my table. That happens because, first the SAS slide. The widest part, we're using the same frame. The widest part of the sole is actually 3.8 millimeters, no, 3.8 centimeters for the M12. And now when I go here on the fifth element, the widest part is actually around 4.1. I don't want to say anything wrong, but no, it's actually around 4.2. So it's like a 4 millimeter difference just on the sole space. But to do a royale, especially on the rail, that doesn't really matter. What matters is the groove area. And on this groove area, the fifth element is about 3.1, while the M12 is about 2.7. So this 4 millimeters also here will make a difference, will make me lean my foot more, making it, again, the trick look more pronounced, but a little bit harder for those who are learning. So when it comes to royales, that is it. Obviously, a skate that it's easier to SAS slide, it's also a skate that it's easier to do topside tricks, something like this. And again, that happens because the boot is softer and the soles are wider. But there are more things that we want to talk about here. And one of them is the weight. Let me get back into this. I'm going to use just this piece right now. So if I bring the scale in, now 2026 grams for the fifth element and 1835 for the M12s. That means that the Roces M12 are about 200 grams lighter than the fifth elements. So if you multiply that per 2, it's almost like half a kilo that you're going to be lighter on your feet when you use these skates instead of these. Let's keep in mind that we are basically using the same liners, same frames, same wheels. And that is about it. So if I can resume what we were just talking here, if you have a wide foot, you might be looking more into getting into the fifth element than into the M12. If your foot is not too wide, but if you ride more transitions, if you want to skate that it's a bit more solid, but at the same time will not touch the edges so easy, you might want to go for the fifth element. When you look from the top, this looks more like a wedding shoe than this. I would compare this to a basketball shoe, you know, like more like a wider feel when you look from the top. While this one is more, again, it's like the wedding shoe. It's like the slim style, like more like classy. And that is about it, man. Both are amazing skates. They have different prices, but I don't really know the pricing. So you're gonna need to go on the links in the description. By the way, now that you're there, you can also subscribe to this channel. If you wanna see the exact same video, you can also check the Portuguese version of this video right here, because I just filmed it in Portuguese too. And if you wanna support this channel, you can click on that join button. You will have access to the different perks that we have, including some exclusive content, even some skate lessons and all that. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do it. You don't need to do it. This is free content and we do it for you because we want skating to grow. Now, if you enjoy this one, you already know what to do. You need to subscribe and, by the way, click on that bell button. And just like I always say, don't ever forget why we all started skating, and that is because it's fun. Cheers and see you soon. And by the way, sorry about the sound. This is still the new studio. There's a lot of echo. We're doing the best we can here. Cheers. See you soon.
It got a little longer, so team.